Today I will talk about a very important knot. It's the connection knot between mainline and leader. And because I get a lot of questions from you, especially regarding casting this knot through the RG guides, I want to show you my way of tying this knot. Let's go! The knot I'm talking about today is the FG knot. I think this knot is state of the art, everyone uses it, but there are different ways to tie it. I tie them with my little tool, the FG Expert, and I want to show you this. We will go through every guide. La, 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 la. Okay. Now, after bringing the braid through the guides, I tighten up the drag a little bit, just to have some tension, because I will tie the knot by using the rod as a counterweight. And to not destroy the rod on the rocks, I use these little towels. So, I have the tag end here. I will cut a little bit of braid away because I had a snag yesterday. Okay, the other braid, it's always like good to check it for any damage, but it is fine, it's not damaged. For my shore jigging, I use most of the times 40 lips leader, sometimes, like in this case, 50 lips. Around this is my standard shore jigging leader. Today I will use 50 lips, and I get always questions about how far I can get the knot inside the guides, especially when we talk about RG guides. And what I tell is that without any problems you can easily take the knot like very close to the reel, like in this area, and cast it through the RG guides. I have nearly never a problem, and you have the long leader, the connection is nearly invisible, and in case of a good fish, you have a lot of protection from the rocks. That's why it's always recommended to use the leader as long as you can. Okay. I lean my rod and point the tip of the rod away from me in an angle of about 45 degrees, and I take the tag end between my front teeth, I hold it with them, and I will wrap with my tag end of the leader around the braid. Okay guys, let's start. I hold it with my front teeth, I start over the braid, I go under the braid, tighten it a little bit, and below on the other side. I return this like 20 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so far now, and what I do now is I make 2 half hitches to secure the knot. Tighten it with my teeth, just a little bit. So now it's secure. This is how the knot looks now. 20 times with the leader around the braid and 2 half hitches to secure these wrappings. So guys, what I couldn't explain you while I was doing the wraps with the leader around the braid is that I try to keep the tension on the braid as constantly as possible. So if I go further with the wraps, the line gets shorter, so I move slowly with my head forward towards the tip in order to have the same tension on my braid, and the wraps of the leader around the braid are done with the same tension. What I do now, I take my FG Expert, I tighten the knot like good and tight and firmly, and you will see that the knot does a transformation. It gets a bit like glassy. And when you have tightened it until that way and the whole knot is glassy, it is very good and very strong. I make 1, 2, 3, 4 nice wraps around my FG Expert, and what you have to be aware of is that the wraps are next to each other and not overlaying. I hold the wraps with my hand as well as the FG Expert and continue the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3 is enough. Okay guys, and now you see the knot and how I will tighten it and how it transforms. You see, it gets tight. Okay, this is perfect. So guys, this is how the knot looks like after tightening it. And what you see is it has a slightly darker color. The tightening process is easy, and you do it with a steady, firmly tension, not too much, and you will see that the knot is going to change the color and it's getting a bit darky and a glassy look. And you want to have this glassy look from the top to the bottom of the knot. So that's why it's very important not to make more than 20 wraps. Because if you do more, like 25 or even 30, the knot gets bigger and it's nearly impossible to tighten it all the way down. You don't need more, trust me. In the past years I caught very big fish, and after every big fight I was checking the knot and it's never moving. Also, if I have a snag and I break it, the knot never fails. So don't worry, make the 20 wrappings because you want a slim, sexy knot which cuts well through your guides. Next step, guys. For all my knotting, I use the Owner Cultiva game pliers. They are very nice and a very handy tool. So what I do now is I cut the leader with about 1 to 2 millimeters, like overstanding. So remember, we did 2 half hitches to secure the wrapping, and what we do now is we just continue that. We will make another 10 half hitches to secure the actually knot. And here is important that I have this little tag end of the leader, and the first 1, 2, 3 half hitches I will lay over the leader, and then I will go along the braid. And what you will do is you make these half hitches alternating. So over the leader, and now I will bring the tag end of the braid from under, around and through. Again, I will lay it over the leader. Okay, 3 half hitches now, and you see the tag end is nearly covered. And now I will continue over, under, over, under, over, under, so now I'm finished. I will cut the tag end and leave about 1 centimeter or half a centimeter of braid just to secure the half hitches. Don't worry about this little piece of braid. It is super soft and it will not affect your casting, that's sure. This is how the ready FG knot looks like. You see, it's super slim, it's super strong, and it never fails. Now you saw my way of tying the FG knot for shore jigging here. And as you saw, I use the FG Expert, a small but very necessary tool to make this knot as strong as it is.